Hi, I'm Angel, and I'm doing a full face of my 2024 favorite makeup products. This is my first makeup video, and I thought what a better way to start it than all my 2024 favorite makeup products. This is the makeup look it created. It is pretty much my everyday makeup because I used these all 2024. If you really like the way this makeup turned out, please watch and let me know if any of these are some of your 2024 favorites. Let's go ahead and get started with this makeup look. I already did my eyebrows off camera, but this product right here is my 2024 holy grail #1 item. It is the e.l.f. Brow Lift. It is only $6 and I love a laminated brow. I don't want them to go anywhere, and I try and cheat on this all the time. And then every time I go back to it, I remember why it's my favorite. I already have my refill. It's a everyday use product, but you cannot beat your face unless your skin prep is tea. And I have two items that have been my 2024 favorites. So first, a milky toner. There's so many on the market. There's the Ilia, the Rhode Glazing Milk. This is the Bioma Hydrating Milky Toner. You can get it at Target, Ulta, and I love it. I think all milky toners do the same thing, but makeup sits on top of it perfectly, and it is affordable and so hydrating. I do use this even if I'm not wearing makeup. Like, my skin just looks like it drank water. Next, this is new-ish. I found it like, I want to say around September, and I have used it every single day, morning and night. Naturium Barrier Bounce. I use this as a moisturizer, a milky-like consistency, and my skin eats it up. I have the L'Oreal Lumi Glow, and I have the Saie Glowy Super Gel in Rose Glow. They're different, so they needed their own moment, so we're just gonna use both. I do not use both every day, but this is my 2024 favorite, so we're going to today. The L'Oreal Lumi Glotion. This is in the shade 902 Light Glow. Again, this is in the shade Rose Glow, so it's going to give me a nice rosy tint. I may have just used a little too much. But that's okay, we'll just move it to the other side. So now we're just going to rub this in, and we are going to look like the Tin Man, but in the best way possible. If you love glowy makeup, you know exactly what I mean by that statement. I just like to really rub that in with my hands. I think it melts it nice. Before I go in with foundation, I go in with this Maybelline Eraser Concealer. This is in the pink shade to color correct. And I just go right here underneath my eyes. It really brightens things up and also kind of helps me not wear too much foundation, because when my dark circles are already covered, I'm like, okay, skin, you don't really need it today. So I love that product. As you can tell, she is well loved. And with a beauty blender, and again, just right under the eyes. And I just already look so much more awake. So now it's time for foundation. And we have, again, two items. One's drugstore, one's not drugstore, but it's not really that expensive. First, we have the Makeup Revolution Skin Silk, and we have the Kylie Cosmetics Skin Tint. I love these both. This is a luminous serum foundation, and it gives me great coverage and honestly looks high-end. The fact that this is drugstore is crazy. This is a glass bottle. It's heavy. She's beautiful, and I have loved her this 2024. This is a little bit newer for me. I was influenced on TikTok. I saw everyone using it. I had to go get it. And everything I saw on TikTok was true. It was like there's nothing on your skin. And even though it's a skin tint, it has so much coverage. But I think today I'm going to go in with my Revolution Skin Silk. I am in the shade F6. Has a nice little pump. I like to pump it on the back of my hand. Then I get a nice flat brush, I really get it on the brush and I swipe it on my face just like that. So that way I don't use too much product because I still want my skin to look like skin. Go in with my damp beauty blender and I just really work this into my skin, tapping, and make sure you bring it down your neck. And if I wanted more coverage, this foundation is 100% buildable. And once I add my concealer and stuff, I'll get the full amount of coverage I'm personally comfortable with, but this is what we're working with. I think it really just evened out my skin tone. So this is without foundation, with the foundation. You can still see some of my imperfections, but you don't see all my redness, my pores. I think it's a beautiful product. This is it all blended out. I love it. I love how I look. Time to move on to some contour. Again, 2 products, one high-end, one drugstore. I love them equally, but also for different reasons. So the product we are going to use today, because I used this all 2024. It is the Makeup by Mario Sculpting Stick in shade medium. This is the shade. This is newer. I think if this would have came out earlier in 2024, I probably would be using this one today. And it's the e.l.f. Camo Liquid Contour and Bronzer. I bought a true contour shade and it is in Fair Light. It is just like their camo blushes. It has that doe foot applicator and I love this. This is a little bit more bronzy than contour for me, and this is true contour. And I think that's why this has become one of my new all-time favorites. Just because sometimes bronzer can look super muddy on me, but this one does not. So, because I've used this all year long, we have to use it for our 2024 favorites. Same thing as the foundation. I'm going to warm it up on the back of my hand, and then I'm going to really disperse it onto my brush. Make sure it's packed on nice. Slowly work that in and just really tap it and blend up to our temples. As you can see, it's giving more of a bronzy shade to me, and I honestly still love it. I'm glad it does not look muddy on me, but I have been truly loving that contour shade from e.l.f. So now for the forehead, we're just going to flip the brush around and use the bigger, rounder side. And again, picking up the product from the back of my hand. And we're just going to tap on the forehead and blend into the hairline. I love that this product is not too pigmented, especially if you're new to creams, new to makeup. This is a great product because especially with bronzer, when it's just so pigmented, it can go south so fast. And this just doesn't, and I think Mario, just being a makeup artist, understands that you can always build up the coverage. So I think that's another reason this is truly one of my favorites. And this brush blend that out perfectly. Go underneath the jawline and bring it down the neck because we don't want our neck and our face to be different shades. Concealer, I have been using this one since summer, and it is the Makeup Revolution in Real Life Filter Finish Soft Matte Concealer. And we also have the Tower 28 Serum Concealer. So with the Tower 28, I'm going underneath the eyes. I like to keep it lower and blend it up so there's not too much product where I tend to crease. Creasing is normal. We're human, we have eyes, but I want to make it as minimal as possible. And then we're also going to go up here to really help lift the face. Makeup Revolution, we're gonna go right here in between the forehead, right here on that little pimple. We're going to clean up the contour. I use the Tower 28 underneath my eyes because it is a lighter shade and I really, really like to brighten up my under eyes. So we are going to go in with the sponge and we're going to blend out our forehead. We're gonna first just tap exactly where we had it, and then we're gonna slowly take it up underneath the eyes. And then we're going to blend up to our temples to really get that nice facelift. And just really take your time pressing into the skin and not swiping. And I like to take this down the side of my nose and around my nose, just like that. And this is also why I don't like full coverage foundations, because now that I'm starting to add more product, I'm starting to already get more coverage. You're getting harsh lines that you don't like, or you're losing color, go back in with that brush with whatever was left on it and just reapply some, reblend, touch up, fix up as you need. I'm curious to know if these products are anyone else's 2024 favorite beauty makeup products. Because I feel like I picked some good choices, but there's so many makeup products out, so many new drops this year, that there's a chance none of these are on yours, and that's okay. That does not mean I did not love other beauty products, but these were just like my holy grails of 2024. I was picking them up multiple times a week. They never failed me. So beautiful. This was not a hard choice. There was only one item and I grabbed it right away. My Patrick Ta Double Cream and Powder Blush in the shade She's Flushed. This is what it looks like. So this 100% was my #1 used product of 2024. We're gonna go right in with the brush. Then we're gonna pat it on the back of our hands. That way it gives us a nice clean application. I like to start high on my cheekbones and then bring it down to the apples of my cheeks. And the name of this shade is perfect. She's Flushed. I just look nice and blushed, healthy and natural. It's gorgeous. I'm going to add just a little bit more. Again, nice and high, kind of up into the brow and down into the apples of my cheeks. Are you telling me that's not gorgina? That's beautiful. Let's go ahead and do the other side. Whenever I do the apple of my cheeks, it's just a habit to smile. We're gonna go ahead and set everything into place with some powders. I have a loose powder and a pressed powder that I have not been able to put down since I've got them. First, for our loose powder will be the Morphe Bake and Set setting powder in brightening pink. I love pink powders. I love how brightening they are. I love how they blend into the blush perfectly. And then for our pressed powder, it is the Kosas Cloud Set in Candy. The only problem I have with this is so hard to open. I feel like I'm going to break a nail, but we got her open. Really tap her in, get the excess off on the hand, and we're just going to press where we set our concealer. Do you see that? That is with the powder, without. I still have my glow, but it's set, and I love this product so much. It was worth the money. Now we're going to go in with my loose setting powder. I like to go in with a pressed powder first to really get things into place, and then we go in with this and you will look filtered, photoshopped. And we're gonna go right there underneath the eyes. And anywhere you tend to crease or you don't want to be super oily. So me personally, that is going to be my T-zone, especially around my mouth, because I have some deep smile lines that love to crease. They love to let you know they're there. To go right there underneath our contour, just like that. For bronzer, I only had one product, and this was the Maybelline City Bronzer in the shade 200. This is gorgeous. It's affordable, and it blends out beautifully. It has a little bit of shimmer in the packaging, but it does not look like shimmer on the face. It just looks nice, glowing, healthy. So I get a huge bronzer brush, tap in, tap the excess off, and I like to tap in the beginning so that way I don't get any hard lines, and then I clean up that line. Just like that. And then I go anywhere I put the cream or I want to look nice and bronzy. I love this. It doesn't look muddy. It's not too orange. Now it's time to go in with the powder blush of the same blush duo. We're gonna get this fluffy brush. We're gonna tap into it like 2 times. Just like that, and we're gonna tap it same way we did our cream. We start high up on those cheekbones and bring it down to the apples of our cheeks, just like that. There was one other powder blush that really did it for me this year, and it was the NYX Buttermelt Blush, specifically in this shade. It already came off. I want to say it was my Butter Half. I don't know, but it is this beautiful bright bubblegum pink, and we're gonna add just the lightest amount right here on the apples of our cheeks. We're actually going with a little bit smaller of a brush so we do not get too much product and it does not go everywhere. We're going in 1 tap. That's it. Really be careful, even if you want to take some off on the back of your hand. Right here on the apples of my cheeks. Oh yeah, perfect. That's exactly what I needed. Just that little pop of that bright bubblegum pink will just always do it for me. If anything starts to look a little too crazy, I do like to go in with a brush, go back in with my Kosas Cloud Set, pick some up on a brush, and just kind of brush over things if anything looks a little too harsh. But honestly, I'm pretty happy with how this looks on me. Onto highlighter, and it has to be hands down the Rare Beauty highlighter. This is in the shade Enlighten, and this is a gorgeous champagne pearl color, and with my fair to light skin tone, it is gorgeous. It looks like diamonds just dancing on the skin. Selena knew what she was doing with these. So it is also super pigmented. We're gonna go in with 1, tap it off. You can see the sparkles. You can make this super natural or you can make it super shine bright in your face. I am a little bit more natural, but I do want you to be able to see it. Do you see that? If you don't use highlighter, what are you doing? What are you doing? I don't know if I will ever put highlighter down. Then we're gonna go right here on the bridge of our nose. And then the tip of our nose. I did not have a favorite eyeshadow palette, like I said, but I had a favorite glitter topper. Sometimes I use it just as my eyeshadow, and it is the ColourPop Super Shock Shadow in the shade Lady Bird. Probably use this every single day. I really hope the camera picks this up and does it justice. But pick it up on our finger, and we're just going to tap this all over the lid. I hope y'all can see that. The way I've used this almost every single day. Every single day. I just love sparkle. This is the Essence Princess Lash Mascara in the shade brown. I have been obsessed, just like everyone else, with brown mascara lately. I don't know, I feel like black mascara is just a little too harsh for everyday looks. It has its time and its place, don't get me wrong, but for everyday, brown does it. It is my favorite consistency for mascara. I like a more dry consistency. When it's too wet, it's messy, gets everywhere, and it honestly pisses me off. So cheap, affordable, brown, and it does what it needs to do. We have come to the end. We are now on to lips, and you are going to love me because my lip combo for my favorite 2024 products is all drugstore. I quickly became obsessed with the Maybelline Lifter liners. They are so creamy, so blendable, but once they set down, they are not moving. Number 1 shade of all 2024 was in the shade Player, and it is this beautiful brown mauve color. Again, this is in the shade Player. Naturium Fido Glow Lip Balms. These are insane. How thick they are, how long they last. These are my two favorite shades. This is the shade Mocha, and this is the shade Petal, and this is my perfect My Lips Look Better shade, and I love it with this darker mauve brown liner. So this is what we're gonna go with today. And this is what it looks on. It is so shiny. I just love it so much with this liner. But this is pretty much my everyday makeup look because I use these products pretty much every day of 2024. And I have to say, it's eating. You cannot tell me otherwise. I hope y'all really enjoyed this video. Please like, comment, subscribe, follow me on TikTok. I'm going to start posting on Instagram. But these are my 2024 favorites. And if there's anything you want to see, please let me know.